I'll read from the binder. So let's call this meeting to order with a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Mignon,
Here.
Mr. Francis, Mrs. Irwin Adams, Mrs. McGinnis, Mr. Cook,
Here.
Mr. McCully,
Here.
Mr. Romanowitz,
Here.
Mr. Pacifico,
Here.
Mr. Pappas.
Here.
Thank you all.
I'd like to announce that prior to this meeting, we had an executive session to discuss personnel issues. Next, do we have any citizens who would like to address the board? Okay. Seeing no one, we'll move on. Item number 3, seeking a motion to approve the minutes from the special board meeting of June 30th of 2025. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second from Michael. Would anybody like to discuss? Okay. All in favor of approving those minutes, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to number 4, finance. We were provided a list of payments to view. B, administration recommends approval of the student accident insurance renewal with RPS Bullinger Specialty Group, Mutual of Omaha for the 25-26 school year. There is no increase in the premium from last year. That's crazy. Under C, administration requests approval to lease 5 parking spaces at Logan Elementary to Child Advocates of Blair County for $100 a month. Under D, administration recommends approval to renew the Lexington Mall Partners lease agreement for a 3-year agreement from 2025 through 2028. Under E, we're asked to approve the Mansion Park rental agreement with the Altoona Area School District and Bishop Guilfoyle Academy High School for the 2025-2026 school year. Under F, administration requests approval to accept a donation from the estate of Charlotte A. Miller in the amount of $20,000. Funds are to be used to establish 2 scholarships known as the Jimmy G. Miller Business Education Scholarship and the Jimmy G. Miller and Charlotte A. Miller Scholarship. Under G, administration requests and recommends approval to increase the adult meal lunch prices to $4.85. The price increase is necessary to be in compliance with funding regulations. And lastly, administration requests or recommends Norton Diagnostic be a provider for students enrolled in partial hospitalization program. So we have items 4A through H, seeking a motion to approve those items.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion on these?
On the adult lunch program, a lot of mothers come with their kids that really can't afford, that 485 may not sound a lot, but do they get a break, some of the parents?
Yeah, that pricing is for staff at our buildings.
Not
The summer lunch program. No, this is only for staff during the normal instructional year. Yep. And they get a nice portion. They get an adult, they don't get the kid portions. They give them a nice portion and they have a lot of options. So
Board members?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's a very reasonable price for the lunch being offered. Thank you.
Mike, we'll catch you in here.
We require Mr. Pappas to bring lunch with him when he comes into the building.
Okay. Under item number 5, policy, we had several, the final reading of several policies. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor of approving those items in section 4, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So we'll move on to 5A, several final readings of policies. Policy 103, discrimination discrimination, harassment affecting students. Policy 104, discrimination, harassment affecting staff. Policy 234, pregnant parenting married students. Policy 317, professional conduct and discipline procedures. Policy 320, freedom of speech by employees. And policy 815.2, use of generative artificial intelligence in education. Do I have a motion to approve those final readings? Do I have a second? Would anyone wish to discuss any of these policies?
Just real quick on the discrimination, does that include all students? That have, the kids, there's maybe some kids that may not apply to. I just want to know if every kid is responsible for their action on this policy.
The 103.
Yeah, both of those policies in regards to discrimination would apply to all students. So it would not differentiate between students of any special need, race, gender, et cetera. It's universal.
All right, that's all. I just want to make sure of that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Everybody in favor of approving these final readings of these policies, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to 6, education. Administration requests approval of the C&S contract, Speech Language Pathology Services Incorporated, doing business as Blair Therapies, agreement beginning June 16th, 2023 through June 30th, 2026. There's an amendment that we were presented. Under B, administration requests approval of the attached 25 through 26 memorandum of understanding between Blair Senior Services Foster Grandparent Project in the school district. Under C, administration requests approval to participate in the Pennsylvania Mental Health Education Learning Program in schools, PA Helps. Under D, administration requests approval of the attached memorandum of understanding between the school district and Penn State Center for Childhood Obesity Research. Under E, we were provided a list of volunteers to approve. All clearances and TB tests had been received. And lastly, under F, administration requests approval of the attached 1-year 25-26 agreement between the school district and Cycle Financial Cycle Education. Cost is not to exceed $2,500. Seeking a motion to approve items 6A through F.
So moved.
So we have a second from Justin. Any discussion?
How many kids are actually affected? How many kids do that?
So we utilize them with our overflow. So if we don't have enough internal service providers or rosters get too high, we utilize them when we have more kid needs than we have available providers within the district. Ms. Sanders, is that accurate? Okay. IEE means an independent educational evaluation. So one of our students through the IEP process is having an independent evaluation conducted by a psychologist outside of the school district. And that was requested in part of an IEP process with a student and family.
Okay. Thank you. And another thing, the obesity program, is that specifically low income?
No, they're able to provide support. They came into Learning Express to run programming with our students. So they're going to be coming into some of our kindergarten classrooms this school year to be able to look at My Plate, health and wellness, and some different aspects that they'll be teaching in the health classes.
I maybe I misread. I thought it just mentioned low income, but
We are considered low income as a district because we hit above 60% in the poverty rate, but it is not specific to the student.
So
So each student.
every kid is eligible. Okay, thank
Correct.
you.
Yes.
Is the FI cycle, is that like a curriculum to teach financial
Yes. So
to our students?
So currently we're running a course called Money Math, where it's taking those financial literacy skills and then applying them. So it does gear itself towards the mathematics portion, but it's relating financial literacy. This is not the course that all students will take. That will go into place in 26, 27. So we're currently in the process of working on some of that, of what that course will look like that all students will be required to take before graduation.
That's awesome. That's great. Terrific. Okay, anybody else? Okay, all in favor of approving items 6A through F, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to 7 personnel agenda items. We were provided a list of comings and goings and changes. Seeking a motion to approve item 7A. Do I have a second? Would anybody like to discuss any of the personnel agenda items? Pretty straightforward. Okay. All in favor of approving item 7A, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We will move on to 8, business operations. Under A, we were provided 2 lists. Administration requests approval of payments to listed vendors for the 25-26 school year. This authority will allow prompt payment of items that will accrue to the district's advantage per policy 616, payment of bills. So there was a general fund vendor report and a cafeteria vendor report. Under B, the monthly repository bids are presented to us. And under C, administration is requesting the following repository bids received by the Blair County Tax Claim Bureau be denied based on action taken by the city of Altoona. D, administration requests approval to offer the following dispositioned items for public sale. We have a snow blower attachment, a backhoe attachment, a trailer, and a power generator set. And then under E, we are just provided with administration requests approval of the following Amtran bus drivers for the 25-26 school year, contingent upon receipt of all required clearances and forms. I'm seeking a motion to approve items 8A through E. We'll give Mike the motion and Dave the second. Anybody like to discuss any of these items?
Yes, that's just to allow us to cut the checks and mail the checks without it having to go through the list of payments on the board agenda. Yes, you can certainly do business with it. That's just our most frequently used vendors that allows us to take advantage of discounts and prompt payment.
Sure. Anybody else? Okay. All in favor of approving items 8A through E, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to 9, new business. Administration recommends approval for the Central Blair Recreation and Park Commission requesting a $15,000 allocation for their 2025 budget. The Altoona Area School District Athletic Office requests retroactive approval for Altoona AAA Baseball League, Inc. to use Mansion Park Baseball Field on Tuesday, July 29th, from 5 to 8 for the purpose of baseball practice. A certificate of insurance has been provided. C, administration requests approval of the Altoona Police Department to use the Altoona Junior High School facility on September 13th and September 20th of this year for testing purposes. D, administration recommends approval to use the Association of Educational Purchasing Agencies Cooperative Purchasing Group. And E, administration recommends final approval of the Altoona Area Education Association collective bargaining agreement for from August 16th, 2025 through August 15th of 2029. Seeking a motion to approve items 9A through E. Do I have a second? Any discussion on any of these items? Okay. All in favor of approving items 9A through E, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 10 is for information only. The Bureau of Special Education is seeking mentors in a number of areas in an effort to attract, prepare, and retain special education administration and staff. There is a $1,000 stipend for participation as a mentor. The mentor hours will be completed outside the workday. Michelle Sanders, Director of Special Education, and Aaron Dunkel, Special Education Autistic Emotional Support Instructor, will submit application to participate in the 2025-26 PA APR mentoring project. Moving to 11. We don't have any committee chair reports, I would imagine, because nobody has met for such a long time. B, no board president's report. C, Brad, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Very briefly. So we were with our local legislators last Friday, and just a brief update on the state budget. There isn't one, and there's really not in the foreseeable future from what was reported by our local legislators. I know that they're going to be hopefully called back soon to work out the differences. That does put school districts in a difficult situation in terms of paying their bills and maintaining operational costs. Sue has assured us that we are in good shape in Altoona in terms of where we are in terms of payroll and daily operational costs for a period of time. But if anyone can again promote with our local legislators the importance of passing a state budget so that funding can be released, that would be excellent. Good news is that the federal government has gone back on their previous withhold and are starting to release federal funding to school districts, and the money that was possibly going to be withheld is now, as far as we know, going to be fully released. But we are waiting for official word on allocations with all of our title money. If you didn't notice on the way in, today is a big day because students are back on campus for all of our extracurricular activities, music programs. We'll be starting our student orientations and other pieces. Our new staff members will be coming next week for new teacher induction and orientation. So this is a very busy time in the school district, and it's really an exciting time when you start to see kids coming back from their break and getting ready for upcoming sports seasons and musical seasons, and really just a return to school. So we're super excited. There's been a lot of communications going out to families, and we'll be welcoming new and returning students here in the very near future. And just kind of final update, we had a presenter at a previous board meeting that had a concern about Keith Athletic Field. I just want to assure the public, and especially those neighbors in that area, that your concerns have been heard and are being addressed with our lessee. And we have a very positive group, the 814 group, who has worked well with us, and we are working on rectifying any of the concerns of neighbors in that area, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you, and welcome back to yet another school year. We're super excited to get started. So looking forward to great things this year in Altoona. Thank you.
Brad, did our state officials mention anything about cyber funding?
So cyber funding is a part of the puzzle right now. So there's reform that has been proposed as part of the budget that would be favorable to school districts in terms of limiting the amount of tuition. However, that is being utilized, and this is my opinion, as a bargaining chip with some other pieces that are part of, the various budgets. So when push comes to shove and the budget is finally approved, what that will look like in terms of true reform will remain to be seen. I will promise you that we're taking very aggressive steps at trying to attract our families and students that are currently attending outside cyber schools to try to bring them back to the opportunities that we have here at the Altoona Area School District, which I believe are abundant, and we have something that can meet the needs of everyone. So again, any of those families that are out there that are looking to have that conversation, we would welcome the opportunity to do so. But in terms of legislation, we are waiting for how that bargaining chip is going to be played at the budget level.
Just to backtrack 1 second, I attended the same presentation with Brad, in my capacity in my job. And I was struck, well, first of all, drug and alcohol amongst Blair County students it's not explode, it's sort of stay flat, but what the striking thing to me was, the suicidal ideations, clearly spiking in 10th graders. And it was really sobering to think that there's that many children out there, that the percentage of children that are out there with these thoughts. And it just brings to mind how important it is that we all support whatever we can do from a counseling and behavioral health standpoint to support these kids. We probably could do, I know we do a lot, but we can always do much more. And, I think we should all continue to think that way because it is, again, very sobering. So thanks for jogging my memory, and we'll carry that memory forward as we make decisions to support anything that can mitigate, this. It's an epidemic, it would appear to me. So I wanted to bring that up. Thank you. Moving on to 12, no employee unions response, I don't think. Anybody from middle management? No? Mr. Solicitor.
It'll be quick. Special Ed School Law Symposium, September 10th. It's out at IU8 at their training facility right here on 764. There's two presenters of note. We did bring back the hearing officer who's retiring at the end of August, but one of your independent evaluators is going to be a presenter there only because he has a 35-page resume and he's quite outstanding, and he actually does training in California for this state's psychologist association and the like. But there's a great push. You just adopted your 815.2, your artificial intelligence. That is a big push. It's from a push from the federal government. President Trump has pushed that out. There's new mandates, requirements. But there's going to be a very good presentation from somebody who has a good understanding, as does Bryce here, but I didn't ask Bryce. But this person hails from Intermediate Unit 7. And it's really to give administrators and teachers a comfort level. You can't press it and impose your will down on people that might be a little resistive. It's basically trying to give them a comfort level to understand what they can do in the best interest of kids, ultimately with generative IA. And so I would encourage anybody, it's not that expensive. There's going to be a lot of good information shared. And it's well worth the time for any administrator, psychologist, or special ed supervisor. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Carl. All right, I will seek a motion to adjourn this meeting. Michael, do I have a second? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.